elements: Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. Akash means space, Vayu is air, Akash, Vayu, Agni is fire, Jala is water, and Prithvi is earth. Earth means matter. Not earth means our earth. Earth means solid matter. So Akash is the subtlest. Then comes Vayu, which is it is also subtle. Then that expresses as fire, which is little gross. Then further it expresses as water, which is still gross. And then finally it expresses as solid matter. That's called Prithvi. So these 5 elements are there. There are also 5 tattvas. And these 5 elements, they have 5 characteristics. Each one has got one characteristic. The characteristics of Akash is sound. The characteristic of air is touch. That of fire is sight, form or color. Form or color, you can say. And that of water is taste. And that of Prithvi is smell, fragrance, smell. These are the natural characteristic of these 5 elements. Therefore, these 5 things are called objects of the senses. They are sense objects. Whenever we talk about sense objects, we are not talking about book or pen or computer or this. We are talking about Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Sound, touch and all. These are the 5, because everything is experienced as sound, as touch, as we then give some names to them, but it is, when we talk about a book, it is experienced as a form, it is experienced as a touch, it is heard. So it is experienced by the 5 sense organs as Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha only. So these 5 are called the Vishaya, or the objects of the senses. So, 10 ho gaye. Then the 5 organs of perception. These 5 organs of perception are also formed from the 5 elements only. The ability to hear, the ability to see, the ability to touch, the ability to taste, and the ability to smell, they are also expressions of these 5 elements. It's very interesting. The ability which we have, for example, water we can taste it. That ability to taste which is there within us has also come from that water element only. Tongue is not, it is behind the tongue also, that ability to taste. It is an expression of that water element only. This is very, very interesting. The ability to hear is an expression of the space. So sound is also an expression of space, and ability to hear that sound is also an expression of space. See, as we study Bhagavad Gita, lot of things will come. Therefore, it is called a complete science. If you know it, know Bhagavad Gita, you know everything about our philosophy and about life. So the 5 great elements, the 5 objects of the senses, and the 5 senses, 15 ho gaye. Then the 5 organs of action, they are also considered as tattva. What are the 5 organs of action? Speech. Then hands, ability to hold. They're called the hands. And ability to move, locomotion, that's our legs. Then generative organ, organ of generation, sexual organ. That is also considered as karmendriya. An organ of excretion, that is also karmendriya. These are the 5 organs of action, where action happens. So, speech, hands, legs, generative organ, and organ of excretion. Now, interestingly, these 5 organs of action are also formed from the 5 elements. Therefore, the world is called prapancha. Pancha means 5. Prapancha means prakarshena prancha. It's a play of 5. The 5 elements themselves form all this. And more deeply you contemplate and understand it, it will become more clear. And the whole logic and it will become more clear. So the 5 organs of actions are also formed from these 5 elements. Then other 4 things are there which are called antakarana. These 5 organs of perception and actions, they are bahikarana. They are external organs like. But there are something which are internal, which guides them, which controls them from within. They are called the antakaran chatushtay. 4 of them are there. Mana, buddhi, chitta and ahankar. Mana, buddhi, chitta and ahankar. Mana means mind. Buddhi means intellect. Chitta means our memory. And ahankar is ego. So these 4 are there. So total कितने हो गए? 24 हो गए. So these 24 tattvas, they are called tattva, contents, basic elements. The meaning of elements in chemistry might be different, but the basic components, you can say, of the world are these 24. These 24 together, they are called the products of Prakriti. And other than this 24, one who is looking at that 24, one who is aware of this 24, one who is enlivening this 24 is called Purusha. So the whole chakra is about Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha doesn't mean man, woman also. Purusha is that Atma. And Prakriti is this 24. And these 24 are products of Prakriti, means the 3 gunas. So in this 24, we find the play of these 3 gunas. In all the 5 elements, in the senses, in the organs of action, perception, in what you call in our mind, intellect and all, the 3 gunas are there playing their role. So this 24 Prakriti, in that the 5 elements and the 5 organs of, 5 objects, they are sometimes called karya, and this 5 organs of perception, 5 organs of action, and the 4 antakaran chatushtay, they are also called karana. And this karya and karana, they play with each other, and that is how the whole activities happen. Or you can say Prakriti playing with itself is all the activity. Playing with herself. Prakriti is feminine. Playing with herself is what you call the whole play of this world. Therefore here it's a very deep contemplative statement which one has to contemplate and comprehend it. Ki Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi, by the gunas of Prakriti, that is the product of these gunas, means these 24 tattvas, these 24 tattva alone are functioning or performing all actions. All actions are performed by these 24. But this person, Atma as though, gets identified with this 24. Gets identified with the mind, with the intellect, with the senses, and there comes a notion that I am them. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect, I am doing, I am getting the result. So this is called the notion of ahankar. This ahankar is a notion which one creates because of the identification. And the mind and intellect gets totally deluded by this notion, and one comes to strongly believe that I am the doer. I means that Atma is the doer. One doesn't differentiate between Atma and Prakriti. One doesn't differentiate between the Purusha and Prakriti. One identifies with that Prakriti and thinks that I am that Prakriti and I am the doer. This is the mechanism, This is a subtle mechanism. This will be again revealed in the 13th chapter also, and other chapters also. Bhagavan keeps telling, because in one go we might not comprehend it completely, so lot of things are repeated. So in one go, if you don't understand, maybe in the second go you might understand. But it's very, very interesting. The mechanism, like our computer, it has got its own inbuilt system. It itself thinks, it itself gives out the result. Everything is done by that computer only. That electricity just gives power to that computer. The thinking is done by the computer. The product is brought out by the computer. The electricity just gives power to that computer. But if that electricity starts feeling that I am the computer, then there will be total confusion. Similarly, that Atma is like electricity, it gives mere power and to all this Prakriti. With its presence, the Prakriti functions. Now there is total attachment of this Prakriti and Purusha has taken place. So through proper discrimination and in that deep state of meditation, we come to understand that I am that Purusha and all these are Prakriti playing in front of me. This can be understood only in the deep state of meditation. Theoretically, one may understand it now, but only in the deep state of meditation, it is realized as clearly as light and shadow. It becomes very clear. Just as we are standing in front of the mirror, we see our reflection there, but we know that I am different and that reflection is different. But suppose somebody looks at the reflection in the water and all, and the reflection keep on shaking, and one feels that, oh, I have become very this. I have become very unsteady. And some mirrors and all, you look little fat there. And in some mirror you look thin, some you look little short. So if one feels that, oh, I have become like that, and becomes deluded by that, then there is total confusion. So similarly, this Atma, as though have identified with that Prakriti and consider itself, or a person superimposes the idea of doership on that self and gets bound. So this is the state of an ignorant person. So Bhagavan says that all karmas are performed by Prakriti, means nature performs action by itself, by the laws of nature. By the laws. So even if we drop our ahankar, that action will continue happening. Nature performs action by its own law. See, only even before human beings came on earth, everything was happening very peacefully and nicely. The animals, birds, plants, they were more happy. They could relax without fear that somebody will come and shoot them from behind. Everything was peaceful. And everything was functioning. There was no need for animal rights. There was no need for anything. Everything was going on. How? By the laws of nature. Human beings also have come by the laws of nature. Therefore, if you go deep into this, you will understand that there is nothing called artificial. Everything is natural only. Even we have come into this and we have created this dress and this and that. That is also part of nature. Just like crows, they build their nest. We build in a different way. Crow's nest we don't consider artificial. It is part of nature. So our nest also is part of nature. So everything functions according to the laws of nature. But ahankara vimodhatma, but the